Alright, we moved over here now because the sun is getting kind of intense, so where was I up to? 11. I can be relatively sure my thoughts about video games won't be dismissed or attacked based solely on my tone of voice, even if I speak in an aggressive, obnoxious, crude or flippant manner. I disagree with that. That is not a privilege, because if someone speaks crudely about their favourite game and says, you know, this is my favourite game because swear word, swear word, swear word, everyone else is wrong, I will dismiss them completely. 12. I can openly say that my favourite games are casual, odd, non-violent, artistic, or cute without any fear that my opinions will reinforce a stereotype that men are not real gamers. Yes, that is definitely a privilege. So I would say that if a guy says that his favourite games are casual, odd, non-violent, or artistic or cute, that he probably himself will be accused of not being a real gamer. It definitely won't reflect on his gender. 13. When purchasing most major video games in a store, chances are I will not be asked if or assumed to be buying it for a wife, daughter, or girlfriend. Definitely. Though every game I bought, I've never had anyone seem to assume that it was for a guy, so I don't know if that's too much of a privilege. 14. The vast majority of game studios, past and present, have been led and populated primarily by people of my own gender, and as such, most of their products have been specifically designed to cater to my own demographic. Undeniably, this is the biggest straight white male privilege. You get to have you in games all the time, and then there are people who are like, oh, I don't understand why diversity matters. And you're like, well, it's easy for you to say when you are the default for no real reason. 15. I can walk into any gaming store and see images of my gender widely represented as powerful heroes, villains, and non-playable characters alike. Yep, once again, definitely another straight white male privilege. 16. I will almost always have the option to play a character of my gender, as most protagonists or heroes will be male by default. Yes, I mean, games that aren't, I can think of Mirror's Edge, Bayonetta, Remember Me. That's all I can really think of off the top of my head where you have to be a female. 17. I do not have to carefully navigate my engagement with online communities or gaming spaces in order to avoid or mitigate the possibility of being harassed because of my gender. Once again, definitely a privilege. I would say this goes for all males, really, not just straight white males. Maybe homosexual males would deal with like a similar kind of thing, but obviously it's not a gender thing. But yeah, that's definitely something that you do have to be aware of, and even if I don't think I'm doing anything wrong at all a lot of the time, or I'm not really paying attention to other people, I might still sometimes stumble across some kind of forum where people are like, but you don't really play games a lot, and I'm like, I didn't even know this existed. It's crazy. 18. I probably never think about hiding my real life gender online through my gamer name, my avatar choice, or by muting voice chat out of fear of harassment resulting from my being male. Well, I mean, I have never dealt with having to hide my real life gender. I mean, I always play as a male in MMOs by choice. It's just, I just prefer male characters for whatever reason, but to me personally, I don't have to deal with that, but I'm sure that other women have had to, so perhaps yes, that is also a privilege. I don't know if it's that much of one, not sure. 19. When I enter an online game, I can be relatively sure I won't be attacked or harassed when and if my real life gender is made public. Well, yeah, definitely, because most of the people there will assume that everyone is male automatically, so yes. 20. If I am trash talked or verbally berated while playing online, it will not be because I am male, nor will my gender be invoked as an insult. Definitely. 21. While playing online with people I don't know, I won't be interrogated about the size or shape of my real life body parts, nor will I be pressured to share intimate details about my sex life for the pleasure of other players. I've definitely never had to do that either, and I can't say I know of anyone who has, really. I'm sure there maybe are other people, but that would be really strange, and I can't imagine that ever happening to anyone, really. Though I definitely have heard of it. So I guess, yes, it's a privilege, but once again, I think that one might be a little bit exaggerated. I suspect that not that many women have to deal with it, but I don't know. 22. Complete strangers generally do not send me unsolicited images of their genitalia or demand to see me naked on the basis of being a male gamer. What? I guess? I've never had that what? What is wrong with these people? 23. In multiplayer games, I can be pretty sure that conversations between other players will not focus on speculation about my attractiveness or sexual availability in real life. Once again, probably. I mean, if there are a group of women playing and someone has maybe an attractive voice, then things would be different. I'm sure that women probably would discuss that kind of thing, or whether they think the person would be attractive in real life or not, so... I would not say that is a privilege based on gender. 24. If I choose to point out sexism in gaming, my observations will not be seen as self-serving and therefore will be perceived as more credible and worthy of respect than those female counterparts, even if they are saying the exact same thing. Oh my god, absolutely. I've definitely seen this before, where people will dismiss women who are fighting for sexism because they're like, oh, she's just complaining or she's whinging or something like that, but if a guy goes up and does it, then everyone seems to believe him. 25. Because it was created by a straight white male, this checklist will likely be taken more seriously than it had if written by virtually any female gamer. Once again, absolutely. If I wrote something like that, there would be people abusing me all over the place, saying that I was complaining or that I need to grow up or something like that, but because this is written by a man, it's probably taken a lot more seriously, so... I think it's a really interesting list, and once again, I don't think that it's at all fault of the people who are in that demographic that this has happened to them or that they have those advantages, but I feel like people should actively try to be aware of the advantages that they have and maybe try to help out other people who are dealing with this kind of harassment. So I guess that's it for me today, everyone. You've been watching Gamebug, I'm Alanah, and I'll see you next time. Bye!